Can the aftermath of the pandemic dampen the patriotic fervor of world's largest democracy? This question will be answered today by the junior students of Mody School who will portray their patriotic feeling by playing the roles of eminent freedom fighters whom we perhaps have forgotten in long run. We do remember many freedom fighters like Gandhiji, Rabindranath Tagore, and Subhash Chandra Bose, who said, "Give me blood and I shall give you freedom." On 4 July 1994, addressing the Indians in Burma. But do we remember or do we even know freedom fighters like Matangini Hazra, who led a large procession of around 6,000 protesters, mostly women, and marched to take over the Tamluk police station from British authorities even after the firing commenced? She continued to advance with a tricolour flag. The police shot her 3 times. Despite her wounds, she continued marching with a freedom flag chanting Vande Mataram till she collapsed and died, and the flag still clutched in her hands. I think many of us don't know about these unheard fighters. Today, on this auspicious day, it would be best to know more about our country's saviors. Thus, without wasting much of the time, let's dive into the past, the fragments of the past that saved us, rescued us, united us, and made our country India.
At first, we have Devanshi from Gargi House portraying the role of Begum of Awadh, who used her courage and leadership qualities to rebel against the British East India Company during the First Indian War of Independence. Begum Hazrat Mahal.
My name is Devanshi from grade 6. Today I become Begum Hazrat Mahal. Assalamu alaikum. I am Begum Hazrat Mahal, much more than a wife of Nawab Wajid Ali Shah. In 1857, when British invaded Awadh and forcibly sent my husband to Kolkata, then I rebelled against them in 1858. I fought the British as far as I knew. I am the bygone of era which has been lost in the pages of history. In 1858, India fought its first battle of independence. I was the one who gave its leadership in it. In my and Lakshmi Bai's army, most of the warriors were the women. But later, I had to go to the shelter of Nepal. At last, I want to say that religion does not teach, hate other religion does not teach, hate themselves. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Now comes Nidhi from Kasturba House portraying the role of first woman to run for a legislative seat in India. A freedom fighter, actor, social activist, art enthusiast, politician and feminist rolled into one. Kamla Devi Chattopadhyay.
Kamla Devi was born in Mangalore in Karnataka in 1903. She was highly inspired with Gandhi's thought. She traveled many countries for India's freedom.
I appeal to all the people of the world who believe in wisdom and humility, concerned with an open mind for freedom of India.
Kamala Devi did one-to-one job after independence as a social reformist, a feminist, the creator of Faridabad for a craftsman who migrated from Pakistan, a tireless activist who received Indian handicrafts, handlooms and theatre.
We should also promote our crafts and traditional craftsmen along with education, and we should also include arts like music and acting in our education.
She wrote many books and many books written on her. She received several awards like Padma Vibhushan, the Roman Magsaysay and UNESCO Award. She set up a series of national institutes to achieve, protect and promote Indian dance, drama, art, puppetry, music and handicrafts. So our government started Kamala Devi Awards for craftsmen from 2017. During the Salt March, she was the first lady who went to jail. Kamala Devi, you are arrested.
Salt is everyone's right, the gift of nature, the right of the salt of this earth. We don't follow this law. Even if you send us to the jail, Bharat Mata ki Jai! Bharat Mata ki Jai! Bharat Mata ki Jai!
Now we'll see the story of that prominent freedom fighter who led the first war of independence, a soldier in the 6th Company of the 34th Bengal Native Infantry, Mangal Pandey, being portrayed by Vriha Pandey.
इस इनकलाब को खून की जरूरत है, उसे मेरा होने दो।
Namaskar everyone, I'm respected me Lord. I, Mangal Pandey, born in Balia, joined 34th Bengal Infantry Regiment of British East India Company on 1849 and was currently stationed at Barrackpur. Few days back, your British officers introduced new Enfield rifles, which have cartridges greased with lubricant, which is using cow or pig lard. We repeated and requested to the officers that these are repugnant to Hindu and Muslim both. I belong to a Hindu Brahmin family, so I can't use these cartridges. But after many requests, they were still pushing us to use these. On 29th March 1857, they tried to put forcefully it in my mouth, due to which I did just my self-defense and the officers got injured. Again I am saying we will not use these cartridges. आपने तो सिर्फ आज तक हमारी वफादारी देखी थी, अब हमारा क्रोध देखेंगे। देशवासियों, हमारी आजादी की लड़ाई केवल एक चिंगारी थी, जो आगे एक विकराल रूप धारण करेगी। भारत माता की जय!
In a world filled with male rulers, characters and other figures, it is a very unique and distinctive thing to read about a woman who single-handedly and bravely fought for her kingdom, self-respect, husband and the people of her kingdom. Often seen as the epitome of female bravery in India, one of the leading figures of the 1857 War of Independence was the queen of the Maratha-ruled northerly state of Jhansi, Manikarnika Tambe, popular as Rani Lakshmi Bai, being portrayed by Tanu.
Rani Lakshmi Bai, popularly known as the Queen of Jhansi, was born into a Maratha Brahmin family on 19 November 1828 in Varanasi. She was named Manikarnika. Among the many freedom fighters, Lakshmi Bai was one of the leading figures of the rebellion which started on 10 May 1857. With her bravery and courage, she became an icon for the freedom. The unfortunate moment happened when the British army entered Jhansi. On hearing this, Rani Lakshmi Bai tied son Damodar to her back. She also fought the men bravely, using 2 swords in both her hands. While fighting for her kingdom, she did martyrdom. her life for India's freedom. Rani Lakshmibai played an important role in the rebellion of 1857, which was known as the First War of Independence. While bravely fighting against imperial forces, she succumbed to battle injuries.
Enough is enough. These Britishers have crossed their limit. They invaded my country. I kept quiet. Then they sent my Azuba, the Peshwa of Maratha, to bid her. I stayed quiet. But if they tried to torture, kill and impose unjust laws and decision on my Indian brothers and sisters, I would be forced to take actions against them. I will be a flame which would be placed in every Indian youth's eyes, depicting for freedom, believing in their lives what they want. My father, Moropant, taught me to fight for justice, and my late husband, Nevalka Gangadhar Rao, taught me to love my Jhansi more than anything. I, Rani Lakshmibai, will not let them rule on my land. The land who is our mother. The land on which we live. The land is mine, the throne is mine, the brave man is mine. Then who are they? Who are they taking decision against me? Damodar is my son. He may be adopted, but he is only the heir of Jhansi. I am not alone. I have the entire Durga Dal standing before me, a team of women standing against those cruel Britishers. वो कहते हैं ना, जब बेटी उठ खड़ी होती है, तभी विजय बड़ी होती है. Let them see how we daughters of Hindustan make them face their defeat, and I will show them what we Indians are. चमक उठी सन 57 में वह तलवार पुरानी थी, बुंदेले हर बोलो के मुंह, हमने सुनी कहानी थी, खूब लड़ी मर्दानी, वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी. हर हर महादेव.
One of the prominent figures in the Indian independence movement, Indian political activist and advocate for women's rights, who had the unique distinction of unfurling the first version of the Indian national flag at the International Socialist Congress held at Stuttgart, Germany in 1907. Madam Bikaji Kama being portrayed by Alicia from Sarojini House.
Contributed greatly to the early years of the Indian freedom struggle and also fought for the place of women in society. A dedicated nationalist, she brought the Indian struggle to international attention.
Behold, the flag of independent India is born. It has been made scared by the blood of young Indians who sacrificed their life in its honor. In the name of this flag, I appeal to lovers all over the world of freedom to support this struggle.
On August 21st, 1907, at International Socialist Conference being held at Stuttgart, a city in Germany, 1,000 representatives from across the world had come to attend the conference. It was on this occasion that Bikaji Rustam Kama unfurled the first version of the Indian national flag, a tricolor of green, saffron and red stripes, and announced,
"This is the flag of independent India. I appeal to all Indian women to stand and salute this flag."
Surprised by the dramatic incident, all the representatives at the conference stood up and saluted the first flag of independent Hindustan. After this, she came to be known as the mother of Indian Revolution. After Stuttgart, Bikaji went to the United States, where she informed Americans about India's struggle for independence. She also fought for the cause of women and often stressed on the role of women in building a nation. Speaking at national conference at Cairo, Egypt in 1910, she asked,
"Where is the other half of Egypt? I see only men who represent half the country. Where are mothers? Where are sisters? You must not forget that the hand which rock cradles also builds persons."
When the First World War broke out in 1914, Bikaji took an anti-British stand. She visited the army camp at Marseilles and asked the Indian forces there,
"Are you going to fight for the people who change your motherland? India must be free. India must be republic. India must be united."
Summed up her ideal for independent India. Her contribution in Indian freedom struggle is invaluable. She imbibed the notion of Swadeshi from Sri Dadabhai Naroji.
March forward. We are for India. India is for Indians.
In 1896, when the bubonic plague broke out in the Bombay Presidency, I immediately volunteered to help the team working to save the plague victims. Hundreds were dying in Bombay and I too caught the deadly disease. Though I recovered, the disease left me in poor health. After this, I was advised to go to Europe for better treatment. In 1902, I left India for London, which became my home for the rest of my life. On 13th August 1936, Bikaji Kama took her last breath in Bombay. This was a short story about Madam Bikaji Kama. Vande Mataram.
A British socialist, theosophist, women's rights activist, writer, orator, educationist, and philanthropist, regarded as a champion of human freedom, an Irish origin woman who took part in independence struggle of India. Annie Besant being portrayed by Vinika Gautam.
Annie Besant. Yes, I am Annie Besant. I was born on 1847 in London, but still inside I am Indian. I am a socialist, a writer, and an educationalist. And yes, I am the leader of Indian freedom struggle. Namaskar, this is Vinika Gautam from grade 5th and today I am here to tell you about Annie Besant. I first visited India in 1893 and settled here. My favorite quote is, "If you think everything negative, so you will see the whole world negative. But if you will think the world is positive, so world will be positive." Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. No philosophy, no religion has ever brought so glad a message to the world as
Often known by the moniker the Nightingale of India, a renowned orator and accomplished poet, political activist, the first Indian woman to be president of the Indian National Congress, Sarojini Naidu being portrayed by Aparna Agarwal from Kasturba House.
She was appointed the first governor of the United Province, now Uttar Pradesh, and remained in office until her death March 2, 1949. Sarojini Naidu lived a life by her own.
As long as I have life, as long as blood flows through this arm of mine, I shall not let the cause of freedom. I am only a woman, only a poet, but as a woman I give you the weapon of faith and courage and the shield of fortitude. As a poet, I am filling out the banner called the sound as a song called battle. How can I kindle the flame which have men waken up from slavery?
said Naidu at the 1947 Assembly debate.
During the Satra Bhagya against salt tax and like 2,500 people to attack Terenchana.
Bharat Mata is a national personification of India as a mother goddess. In the visual arts, she is commonly depicted dressed in a red or saffron colored sari and holding a national flag. She sometimes stands on a lotus and is accompanied by a lion. The depiction of India as a Hindu goddess implies that it is not just the patriotic but also the religious duty of all Indians to participate in the nationalist struggle to defend the nation.
Namaskar. I am Bharat Mata. I am a mother and want the happiness of my children. The reason for my surprise and trouble is today's changing environment. I know everything changes with time, and that is the law of nature. But if this change seems taking my sons on the path of downfall, then my heart is in pain. Once upon a time, I was bound in the chains of slavery. My sons put their lives on the line to free me from those harsh chains. After freedom, I was laughing, I was tripping, my free laugh is spread all around, and thought that now the things will change. A gleam of a golden future started floating in my eyes, and that now the situation will change. Now none of my sons will be hungry and destitute. My daughters will again recognize their pride and get respect. My children, with their strong hands, transform my glorious past into a future that I will be able to begin, as once I have. But what is this? What I am seeing? These my grandchildren, on whose strength I have nurtured my dreams of a strong future, have confident in their future. The criteria of earning more and more in future became bungalow, car, and bank balance. Even after independence, nothing special happened. But my children got bent on robbing each other among themselves. My sons were once called the sages, and they aimed to find the one who created them all. I still hope that my son is old again. The conscience will awaken, and I will be known as well. Get up, my son, get up! Wake up, and fight till you achieve your physical and spiritual goals. Are you listening? Are you listening, my sons? Yes, I am speaking Bharat Mata. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.
Every freedom fighter has contributed in the area to end dominance and slavery. They are the symbols of patriotism and bravery. They are the people who did not care about their family but thought about the country and fought for the more significant cause. They are the ones who ignited the people who motivated the citizens of India to fight back for all the operations. They make the common people aware of their rights and privileges. Every small and big effort made by them has resulted in the life we are living today. The real value of anything can only be understood by those who have earned it or who have sacrificed their lives for it. If we ever wonder what freedom is, we can look around and see the birds flying high up in the sky. While we in the land working in order to get something, we are actually captivated by that invisible power of want. The former indicates what freedom is, while the later indicates slavery, just like what now Bharat Ma said. Even after being freed from the colonial rule, there is an invisible power captivating us. The power of want, greed, jealousy, getting more and more, either it be in work or studies. Working hard for things you desire is not bad, but getting such feelings is wrong. Many people have worked hard to make our lives better. So we must also challenge our thoughts and live a life that our ancestors are proud of. As mind is the creator of everything, this 73rd Republic Day, let's spare our mind and focus on bettering and developing our country for human good.
ऐ मेरी ज़मीं अफसोस नहीं जो तेरे लिए 100 दर्द सहे महफूज रहे तेरी आन सदा चाहे जान मेरी ये रहे ना रहे मेरी ज़मीं महबूब मेरी नस नस में तेरा इश्क बहे फीका ना पड़े कभी रंग तेरा जिस्मों से निकल के खून कहे तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा गुल बन के मैं खिल जावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू तेरी नदियों में बह जावा तेरे खेतों में लहरावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू सरसों से भरे खले